Today on Journey to Prophecy.
He had told somebody on the bus I was cute and he liked me. And I remember they kept saying, they called him by his nickname. I'm like, who is that? And he was sitting at the front of the bus, he was getting out the bus. So he got ready to get out the bus. I looked at the wonder if I get a good peek at him. I said, look at him. What? I didn't mean to add that. Life have a funny way of coming back around full circle. Years ago, I met Apostle Jamaine because we grew up down the street from each other. We overlooked each other really for years, just speaking to. But I do remember one time in particular, he had told somebody on the bus I was cute and he liked me. And I remember they kept saying, they called him by his nickname. I'm like, who is that? And he was sitting at the front of the bus, he was getting out the bus. So he got ready to get out the bus. I looked at the wonder if I get a good peek at him. I said, look at him. What? I didn't mean to add that.
Well, the girl right here, Kimbrell, I never forget her face. But we were growing up, on the bus. I really didn't have no interest in trying to talk to her, trying to go with her. But I might have said some words back then. But I didn't have no interest in trying to go with her. And so, and I just talking to her wise like that. And so later on down the road, life began to play its course. And really the people that you really feel like you got feelings for, things begin to change. But it's funny how we begin to get close to it.
We both headed to work early one morning, about 6 a.m. I went in his store to get some chips, and he was on the same aisle. And I hit the aisle, I said, I ain't seen you in years. He said, hey, how you doing? I said, I'm doing all right. And when he walked off, I heard the spirit say, that's your husband. And I remember had the chips in my hand. I had jumped up real quick and I was looking around the store. Said, who in the store? Because I just talked to him, but it didn't click. So it wasn't nobody else in the store but me, him, and another older lady. And so he was already checking out to get his gas, I guess. So I jumped behind him and I'm in line and it's still just ringing in my ear. I'm like, Lord, you talking about him? So I said, hey, I called him by his nickname. I said, how you been doing? You still live in Elberton? And he turned around. I was trying to really get a good look at him, see how he looked, God say something like that to you, you want a close-up view, because I never really looked at him. And he said, yeah, so we started talking from that point. You want to tell the rest?
Yeah, and me personally, I was trying to get out the store fast as possible because, back then, rough life growing up, staying with my mom, still smoking and drinking, hanging out in the street, then, you spend your money up Friday, start drinking and smoking, party, and by Sunday morning, you broke. So here it comes time for Monday morning to go to work. I'm getting $5 gas, so I'm embarrassed to see her see me get $5 gas, because you want to be you want to be balling, you want to have it going on, So I'm like, man, pay the $5, get on up out of here, I'm running out the store because I didn't want her to see me get $5 gas because I felt like I want to make an impression for the woman, and I felt like that's not no good impression. So as that happened and I left, I hurried up and got out of there, and she told me, I remember when I was looking for you, I never could find you. Where you went? I said, I left pretty quick, and I told her I was gone.
Yeah, I had came out the store, and I remember saying, okay, that's the Lord. Now, if that was you spoke that to me, he'll be somewhere around there. He going to have to find me because I was really into the word and really knowing, the voice, learning the voice of God and really knowing what I wanted out of life. And I said, Lord, if that was you speaking, and he going to be outside the store. So when I went out the door, he went out there. So I was like, I said, well, that was probably in my mind, try to push it off. And this is a person I had not seen in, I don't want to say 10 years or more, maybe longer. And all of a sudden, I see you that day. And the same evening, I'm headed from, it was a couple days later. I'm headed to my house. And I look up, and there's a truck in front of me. And he had a drink in his hand. He turned to the side. And I said, I had to do one of these. Like, that's him again? I said, no, this can't be him. I ain't seen this man in all these years. Now I'm running into you regular. So, I really went into my prayer time about it. So it was on a Friday night. I went home and I started praying. And as I was praying, I remember, because when you say, y'all ladies that are saved and single, you know how I go. You trying to do right. You don't want to be out in the street. So I just remember I had read my Bible. I had watched a few little things on television. I was like, I'm turning in bed early. So, I thought I was going to get down on my knees and pray a little, now lay me down to sleep, pray and go to bed. But it turned out to be something else. So I started praying, and all of a sudden the Spirit just rested on me, and I got to speaking in tongues. And I started rebuking alcoholism off my husband. I said, I started just screaming out, loose him, let him go. He's free from alcoholism. He's not going to take the taste of alcohol out of his mouth. Deliver him from any spiritual bondage. I was just praying that prayer. And I was in the Spirit. And I remember when I came down out the Spirit, I got ready to get in the bed and pull the cover. I said, the devil is lie. I'm not finna marry nobody that's a drunk. That's what I said out loud. And I thought it was real funny. I thought it was funny. So a few days later, I was headed out and I passed by. When I say he stayed less than a half a mile from where I was living there, less than a half a mile, I had been living there 2 years. Less than a half a mile, he lived up the road from me. And I'm sitting there, the traffic had stopped because they were doing construction on the road. And I looked to my left, and he was out there on the lawnmower cutting grass. I said, "That him again? This been a week." So I started investigating. Then I called one of my friends. So you remember him? Such. And he's like, "Yes, I ain't seen him in years." And I like, what is this? We ended up having this ended up running into each other and having conversations about some things and talking. And I was like, look, I'm saved, and I don't play the game. I'm not telling him what God done spoke to me. I'm just trying to see if this God talking to me. I said, I'm saved. Ain't gonna be no, you step over here and do such and such, and this ain't that type of party. If this is what God is saying concerning my life, this is what it's gonna be God, not you. So we started courting, and I'll let you go from there.
Yeah, we started courting. I can never forget the time when I was really wanting to be free from alcoholism. I would want to be free from it, but a lot of time it's the influence you're around. It's the people that you're around, the people you're hanging with, the things that they do. And so, whenever I'll never forget the time I went over her house and I knocked on the door and she let me in. I came in, sat on the couch and talked to her, said, "You been drinking?" I said, "Yeah, I've been drinking."
I'll tell her they gotta go back. Why shouldn't I have known you were drinking? Did you smell like alcohol?
Yeah.
You did.
I think it smelled like.
I was trying him by the Spirit. You forgot I told him then. I was trying him by the Spirit. I remember what God had spoke to me. And when we were sitting on that couch, I'm thinking in my mind before he came, I'm like, I'm not going to be wasting my time. He came over like once or twice and just sitting around watching TV and stuff. And I was like, Lord, if they're really you, then they're going to have to tie to something else. So we sitting on the couch and I was like, "Do you drink?" And he said, "What? Who told you that?" I said, "Do you drink?" He said, "Yeah." "How you know?" And I said, I didn't tell him God had spoke that to me. When he confirmed that to me, I said, "Oh, Lord, this is my husband." And tell me what happened.
Well, I was sitting on the couch. She said, "You been drinking?" I said, "Yeah, I've been drinking." I said, "I ain't gonna tell you a lie. I've been drinking." She said, "Well, she said, I went through a hard time with my stepdaddy." She said, he drank and came home, did all kind of things in the house and broke stuff and argued. So he never put a hand on my mom. But he just disrespected the house so bad because of alcoholism.
Next on Journey to Prophecy.
And we moved in on the fact that it wasn't about trying to make sure we had the right amount of money, make sure we had the right type of car, make sure the bank account was overflowing, make sure our family approved with it. Some people marry because their family approved with it, but see, you got to realize you got to live that life. So when we married, I didn't have nothing in the bank account. She didn't have much in the bank account. So we married because we loved each other and wanted to see something work with each other. And we built on what we had. We built on what we had, and we trusted each other.
Click the link below and subscribe to our YouTube channel.